it's kind of right. Appreciate that.
We lost it.
Okay. Universal Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Right. Currently under Commander Gianna. Commander Gianna did not create the school. Right. He inherited this school from the men before him. The men in here and the men that will be in here, we carry a heavy legacy and a burden of great reputation to carry. All right. And there are necessary measures in order to carry yourself. Right. And the law is how you carry yourself, of course, right? First of all, is there any questions in here? Anything about the one about this week? You know, at home. A lot of times you have questions at home, and you know, you won't think to ask them when you're in class, but you'll think them at home. Watch the TV, walk around the hood. You know what I mean? And you have questions, you gotta write them down. But those questions are very pertinent to your growth in the truth. All right? So I made a mistake a lot of times to not write them down when I was a young man. And then I did write them down, and then, you know, next thing you know, we teachers, right? Because those questions you have in your neighborhood, you know, when you're at home and stuff like that, that's the hunger in your soul. You know what I mean? You got to feed that, right? We already know Isaiah 28:9. We're familiar with Isaiah 28:9. Yeah, let's get Isaiah 28:9. Oh, good shot, right? Okay. What's your name again, brother?
Anthony.
Anthony, it's good to meet you. I'm Brother Hart.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Who shall he teach knowledge?
Now the Lord, you're in here. This is a school, right? It's not a church, right? You're in here to learn knowledge. Knowledge is given straight from the Most High to you. And I'll be bold enough to say that there is no other place on the earth that you will get the knowledge like you will get in here. Like I see people watching all these other groups. I don't get it, man. I try to watch them sometimes too, and I don't know what the hell I'm watching. You know what I mean? I watch some of them, man. It's like I'm in there learning. I feel like I'm losing the truth watching them. You know what I mean? And that's why I told Shathwa to get that Ecclesiasticus 6:6. I don't know if you got it right quick. Just sidebar right quick, Anthony. Right quick. Go ahead, Shathwa.
Come on. Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 6. Be in peace with many.
Be in peace with many. Be in peace with all Israelites. Right? You could go on. You can go walk around Manhattan. You could be in peace with people of all races. You don't have to be in contention, you know, over a door because of the things that we suffered here. You see what I'm saying? It's not a personal thing between you and another individual being, as you will get drawn to court. And you have to defend your action is in court, right? Our job is not to have you in court for a whole bunch of misdemeanors and silly assaults. That's not our mission in here. Right? Our mission is not to endanger your life, right? Okay, keep reading.
Come. Nevertheless, have but one counselor of 1,000.
Now that's a law. That's a commandment from the Most High. You have one counselor of 1,000. So there's 1,000 different Israelite groups. There's 1,000 churches and people that's teaching Christ is black, right? And then it's white. There's oppressors, right? Teaching that it might be true. Christ might be black. Does that mean that you are now a student? No, it does not. You know what I mean? You know, that means you're still a student of the ISUPK. 1 West, which was just the door number of the ISUPK. I mind you, even in this scripture, it's alluded to. There's no such thing as 1 West campus, right? 1 West was just the address of the ISUPK. Okay, anybody that's saying that they are a 1 West camp, that's someone trying to bite off of another man's legacy. You see what I'm saying? Some cat creates his own camp and said, I'm now the DGY group, the DGY Israelites. And he says, Yeah. I learned from YouTube, and I'm a One West Israelite. You've never been here. You know, you've not inherited the legacy that came from those doors. One West is a door number. One West, 125th Street, Harlem, where you're at right now, right? And we say One West to say we came from the thing that made us in here came out the doors in there. Okay? And the more they read it again, nevertheless,
Oh God, nevertheless, have but one counselor 1,000.
nevertheless, have but one counsel of 1,000. That's brothers. See if you can read this camera a little closer, right?
No.
All right? Anthony, Bubble Show, if you can read over where you are. Okay. Mic check. Mic check. Mic. Mic check. Okay, we should be good, all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, all right. There we go, all right? Okay. Keep reading Anthony Babusha.
Them that are weaned from the milk.
Them that are weaned from the milk. Now, what is the milk? Who drinks milk? Babies drink milk. Does it mean that it's unlawful for you to drink milk as a grown man? It is not, right? But what the point is saying that babies drink milk, right? They cannot eat meat, right? Just like Christians, you give them meat, something hard to digest from the Bible, right? They you know, they're gonna dance around it, or they're gonna try to put it to you in a way that makes sense according to loving all people, which is just not the Bible. All right. Also, when the scripture where it says eat the scroll, that's a precept for this right here. All right, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is there an extra microphone for us? Because if you have that one, they don't hear us.
That's true. Okay. Right quick shot. Give me Ezekiel 3:1. Double shot. Right. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. All right. If anybody got it, it's okay. You know what I mean? Okay. There's going to be a precept for Isaiah 20:9. Go ahead, Anthony.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, he said unto me,
Mhm.
Son of man, eat thou findest, eat this roll.
Mm-hmm. Eat this roll. Read. Remember now, our records were not in books like it is today with the print press, and you glue the pages on the back, or into a book like that. Our books were rolls, right? We I think we got one right here, right? We had a roll back there, right? It would look like this. We have a paper, right? And then we will roll out the pages like that. Right? So eat the roll is what it said. Keep reading.
And go speak unto the house of Israel.
That's what we do in One West. People look at us like we crazy for yelling on the street. We the only real people that do what this Bible did. Right? We the only one carrying the torch of all the prophets in the Bible. Christians don't believe in doing that. They don't believe in doing what Ezekiel did. Even Christ went into the highways and byways. Christians don't believe in doing that. They look at us like we crazy, we wrong for doing that. Why are we yelling in the streets? Like many waters, meaning we loud. You know what I mean? You go to the beach and the roars of sea waves is not the quietest. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened my mouth,
So I open my mouth. Read.
and he caused me to eat that
The
roll.
Lord caused you to eat that roll. The Lord called you in here to be able to digest the knowledge that other people can't get. That the Lord just didn't make other people be concerned about, didn't make them be worried about. The Lord chose you out of your family, like the Lord chose Abraham out of his family to get this wisdom. All right, keep reading.
Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat.
Right, cause thy belly to eat. Read. Meaning give you the mind to be able to understand these things the way our other men have not been able to understand it or digest it. Read. And mind you, the Bible is the number one book in the planet. I'm talking about from here to Afghanistan to China. There's somebody with a Bible. To Japan, there's somebody with a Bible. In the middle of the ocean in Guam, somewhere in Pacific, where there's nothing else, you get on a ship and go on a ship for 10 hours, north, east, south, and west. There's nobody out there. There's no land. Only thing out there is you and fishes, and there's a Bible out there. You know what I mean? And the only place to understand this is in Harlem. You see what I'm saying? That's the legacy we roll with. Right? Keep reading.
And fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee.
And fill that bowl, meaning to get all the way in it. Don't halfway eat this joint. Don't leave your plate half empty. You know, don't be coming up in here and trying to digest candy beside this. Just eat the roll. Fill that bowels with it. Immerse yourself, your whole mind, give your whole mind over to this thing. That's what I did. I live for this thing. I'm well soaked in like a sponge in this joint right here. You see what I'm saying? I don't do this and learn numerology at the side. I don't do that. You know, I don't read this and go into other things. Even the scripture says, no man shall want her mate, because all the other things, all that numerology shit is garbage. It's like I didn't mean to say that word, right? But all the other stuff you're gonna learn that's not of this truth is garbage, right? And the Bible is real science. So it's not to say put the Bible beside science, because science comes from the Bible. You see what I'm saying? The laws of the countries come from this Bible, right? And that's all through the scriptures, all right? Keep reading.
Then I did eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
And it was, and we love this thing. I remember when I first joined the school, and I became a trooper. I used to play before the school. I used to play. This might have been PlayStation. We had PlayStation 3. And I had to play. It was right when that Grand Theft Auto, one of them, came out, and I used to play that thing every single day, morning, day, and night. And then beside that, I used to watch, Black Revolutionaries and Khalid Muhammad and weird stuff like that. And then I came across the truth. I came across Command Engineer Hana and Captain Tawar and battling Nigerians out here in Harlem. You know what I mean? And Command Engineer Hana going to war with Edomites in Times Square. And this thing right here, it's the scripture right here. This thing was in my mouth, sweet like honey. Like, you take a sip of, if you got a bottle of honey at home and you go take a small taste, next thing you know, you put it to your head like this if you can. You're trying to not violate the top of the rim. Because, other people in your crib might want to, have some. But you getting down on that honey. And that's what the truth is like when you find it. All right, you learn how to live in here. I mind you, right? I might get a death threat every now and then, but I live the most absolutely peaceful life. And people ask me about how New York is and how's Brooklyn right now, and I tell them, ain't no crime out here, man. It's crime must have went to zero because I don't see nothing. You know what I mean? Of course, when I'm coming up, I still see things around, but over time, you get through that fire. You granted with a very weird peace. And I'm saying that from my perspective. I know the brothers can say the same thing. But then when I turn on the news, I see all hell going. I see woos and chos in Brooklyn going at it. But, I go right through Brooklyn, L train, going home, and I see peace everywhere. It's just not happening where I'm around. Okay? Because of, just the protection of the Lord, and when certain things come, how you made to conduct yourself. You know what I mean? To be raised by a father, to be a man. You learn to be men in here. I don't know if anybody here did not grow with their father. I didn't grow with my father. You know what I mean? But you learn to be men in here, right? Keep reading. We came into school and got fathers. You know what I mean? God, father's better than your father would ever be. Right? Fathers are the most high. Right? Not to shame your father. Big up your father. Love your father. Love your mom and your dad. You know what I mean? But in here, we get the most high as our father and his wisdom inherited onto us. Keep reading, Slaki.
Verse 4. And he said unto me, Son of man, go thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
Right. Keep reading. And that's the job when you read this Bible and you get to understand these words in here. That's what you do. You see what I'm saying? Now your family looking at you like you crazy for being in the middle of the street when they're the one that's always telling you, one day, Anthony, one day you're gonna grow up and you're gonna read the Bible. You're gonna make us proud because you're gonna be a good brother. You know what I mean? All your life you're thinking, damn, I'm gonna get around 30. When I get around 30, I'm gonna read the Bible and know what it's about. In the meantime, get high and run the streets and be wild and go to jail and try to get a job and be denied and just live what we think is a normal life, which is really a horrible life. You know what I mean? But this Bible means to go out and do that. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Verse 5. For thou art not to send a people of a strange speech.
For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech. Meaning, when the Lord sends you on the street, he ain't sent you out just to learn Chinese. or be like the Muslims. You gotta go learn Arabic to be a real Muslim, to get the respect of Muslims. You gotta go up in there and learn all that mashallah stuff and all that. Alhamdulillah, and the salad and the bacon is one. You know what I mean? You learn all that hard language to be a Muslim. When the Lord didn't send you, the Lord sent you on the people to talk to who are just like you. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
And of an hard language,
Mm-hmm.
but to the house of Israel.
Keep reading.
Verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Not so many people of a strange speech
Mm-hmm.
and of an hard language,
Mm-hmm.
whose words thou canst not understand.
Mm-hmm.
Surely, had I sent thee to them,
Read that scripture again.
surely,
No, from the top.
verse 6.
Mhm.
Not so many people,
Number one, the Lord did not send you to all people in the planet. That's what it means, many people. Meaning the multitude, the mass of people in the planet. That's not who the Lord sent you to. He did not send you to go speak to. And this is the Old Testament. You know what I mean? You know, this is what Christ was teaching. That's why he said, I did not do away with the prophets or the law. Because this is a commandment from the Most High. And this is the prophet of the Most High. And Christ came to back up these prophets. Right? Keep reading from the top.
not so many people of a strange speech.
Right. He did not send you to go to Lithuania to go speak to the Lithuanian people. He did not send you to Ukraine to go teach them. Yeah, World War III is coming in Ukraine. You know, you got to repent. Or Ukraine's going to be Kyiv and Chernobyl is going to be destroyed. The Lord did not send you to do that. Right? Keep reading.
And of an hard language,
Mm-hmm.
whose words thou cannot understand.
Yeah, get that. Read.
Surely, had I sent thee to them,
Mm-hmm.
they would have hearkened unto thee.
Yeah, if you were sent to the Ukrainians and you say, yeah, the Russians are gonna blow this place to smithereens, Gog and Magog, they'd be like, oh really? Oh snap! He starts talking to his wife, telling her to pack an emergency bag because he heard something today. You know what I mean? But you were sent to your people, and your people don't want to hear you. But your people know that you from New York. You know what I mean? You from the Bronx and Brooklyn. We're from Bronx. But yeah, you from the Bronx and Brooklyn. So, you know, you the stereotype of all bad things. You know, ain't nothing come out of, you know, no Negro's mouth that's true. Until the UPK. Okay? Keep reading, and then we're going to go back to Isaiah 28 now.
Verse 7.
Mhm.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee.
And that's what you're looking at right now when you talk to people. They don't listen to you. Meaning what? The Bible is true. You see what I'm saying? The Bible is true about Christians. Because you say it's the Christians who's supposed to believe the Bible and believe in God and walk around with it, have the Bible on their grandma's dresser clean, preserved, untouched, never read. You know what I mean? Just to not defile the pages with the crust of your fingers. They saved this book on your grandma's dresser. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
For they will not hearken unto me.
Mm-hmm. For they will not hearken unto you. Because this is the same people that served 40 years of slavery in Egypt, who did not listen to Moses. Here they are again. Same ones. We the real Jews. We're not Africans. Africans would have heard it. Africans, they see a pastor, you know, talk about he got holy milk coming up from between his legs, and what the woman go do? Suck it. Because they believe anything that pastor says to be true. Because they have the pastor as a man of God. You know what I mean? But you were not sent to those people. You were sent to people who don't believe easily. Dedicated and that hardness of their mind, that stubbornness, that's for a reason, because that's how we are. Yeah, you can't move me off the UPK. You can put a gun to my head. You don't move me off the UPK. Come in there and put a suitcase of $10 million right here and tell me I won the lottery and I got a banging record label signed today. I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna be a world star rapper today to give up the UPK. You know, I think I choose the Lord. You see, I don't know about the next man, but I would choose the Lord. Absolutely, because I know what's promised in here by the Most High. The more you're gonna get a rap label when the Lord trying to give you the planet to rule. You know, what's a rapper to a person who runs countries? You see what I'm saying? You gotta not be a sellout, man. You gotta not be, you gotta not be sold short. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
For all the house of Israel are impotent and hard-hearted.
Hard-hearted. Your heart is your mind. You hard-minded. You see what I'm saying? And that hard mind was made by the Lord for you to stick by the Lord. But we've been raised in other things, so now we stick by Islam and Christianity and politics and Democrats and Republicans. Keep reading.
It's like it. Verse 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces.
And that's what Ezekiel said. This is what he had to go through back then. We gotta fight our way on YouTube. We gotta fight the algorithm. We gotta put hashtags and to fight against other people that don't want to hear you. And we're gonna put ourselves in the face of people that don't want to see us. You know what I mean? And we gotta go on the street where people don't want us to be. Keep reading. We made our faces hard against their face. We made our foreheads hard against their foreheads. Read.
And thy forehead strong against their foreheads. Verse 9. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not.
What did the Lord say? Read it again.
As an eminent harder than flint have I made thy forehead.
The Lord made your head harder than their head. Meaning what? The Lord made your head to tackle them on with their doctrine and what they believe. You have to go out there and push this thing. Right? Keep reading.
Fear them not.
What did the Lord say?
Fear them not.
Don't fear them. Because Satan will try to make you fear them. Satan will try to make you feel like they are better than you. And that they will know more than you. They do not know more than you. I'm going to tell you straight up. The biggest Christian that you ever heard that knows the Bible and claims he read the Bible from front to back, he don't know the Bible. He don't know this. He don't know verse 1 of this. He don't know chapter 1 of Matthew's. He don't know chapter 1 of John, of Luke, of Romans. He don't know chapter 1 of Revelation. He don't understand it. But in here, you've been given a weapon that is greater than his. And in that, just like the nature of animals, you might see something that might appear to be bigger than you. And you might feel just a little bit intimidated. Fear them not, is what the Lord is saying. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Neither be dismayed at their looks.
Yeah, don't be like the men who left these seats empty around you. These seats should be filled up with brothers. But some brothers were afraid. Some brothers were afraid of the small hat people. You know what I'm talking about? The small hat, the imposters, the Amalekites, the biblical Amalekites. Some people were worried about them and afraid of them or intimidated by the strength of their culture as they have embodied and empowered themselves in. And they looked at themselves like, okay, we in the UPK, we're small to them. Don't be like that. Right? You cannot be like you have to be like the men in Joshua. You have to not be afraid of the thing that's bigger than you. Because you roll with a power that's bigger than this planet, bigger than this solar system and this universe. I'm talking about the Most High called rocks from outer space to fall in one place called Sodom and Gomorrah. You have to know who you're rolling with. Brothers, please.
Same thing on fold like Nick Cannon, and it only took a year for Kanye West to fold also.
Yeah, and people be thinking money is the answer. That's a good example too. Because Nick Cannon got money. Kanye West got even more money. You know what I mean? Kanye West get to any conversation with any oppressor, and Kanye West will boast, how much money do you have? Because Kanye West got more money than them. Kanye West is a billionaire. Well, was, and brothers think that, okay, we can't do this thing right now because we don't got no money. Kanye West had money. Money is not the answer. You see what I'm saying? When we read about brothers in these scriptures here that's going through these things and the fight of their time, like how you're in the fight of your time. In their time, they didn't say that money is the answer. We can't do this thing because we don't got enough money. That's not what the disciples said. That's not what Ezekiel said. That's not what Jonah said. That's not what Joshua said. Nobody said that we don't got enough money. Oh, we don't got enough weapons right now. Nobody ain't say that in the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? We didn't need no weapons for the Egyptian army to drown in the Red Sea. What weapon do we use against the Egyptian army in the Red Sea? What nuclear weapon did we use against the army in the Red Sea? And the Egyptians at that time, they were the superpower of the earth at that time. You know, that they were like the United States. They were people that you better hush your mouth, you know what I mean, in public forums about this country here, because they will come here and just rid you of your entire city and place. You see what I'm saying? And we ain't need no whole bunch of money, and we don't need it now. Keep reading.
Though they be a rebellious house. Verse 10.
No problem. Okay. Let's get to let me get Judith 5 and 17. Right? Don't be dismayed by the looks. We're onto a rebellious house. We're onto a people who have a great legacy of disobeying the Lord and personally going against him. You know what I mean? We're going to that people. That's what the Lord said, right? So this is Judith in the so-called Apocrypha, right? Which is the Apocrypha is just the Old Testament. Right? It's just the books that the Roman Catholic Church really the mission of the oppressors was to get certain parts out of the Bible so that you could never ever find your way home. Everything else could easily be twisted and made to seem like it's not about what it's saying. But this one right here is very clear to understand. 5 and 17, go.
Judith, chapter 5, verse 17. And while they sinned not before their God.
And while Anthony and Shaathwan and Paratazar did not sin before their God. Read.
They prospered.
We would prosper. We would not be poor on EBT. We will have Black Wall Street. And anybody come against us will not win. Sidebar on Black Wall Street. Deuteronomy 28, Shaathwan. Hold, you can stay right there. We're just for a quick second, all right? Deuteronomy 28. Right? Verse 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 7. The Most High shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee.
The Most High shall cause thine enemy that rise up against thee. Read. Because our enemies rise up against us in New York. You ever heard of stop and frisk? What do you think that was about? Who was it for? For all people? They were stopping and frisking all people. There was you going to Chinatown seeing Chinamen up against the wall like this. Getting patted down in Chinatown. You was not. You was not. You see what I'm saying? Stop and frisk was a tactic against Black and Latinos. Black and Latinos and Native Indians. Right? And people want to tell us Latinos are not Israelites. Then why are they being targeted like us? Like Black folks. If it's not Blacks and Latinos. All right? Keep reading. Oh, sorry, someone on the mic? Okay. All right. By the way, we're in just for a slight second, we're in Deuteronomy 28 and 7, all right? Anthony, you got it? Okay, keep reading.
The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Right. You know what I mean? Right now, right now, you can't. Some brothers find it difficult to go out in America and to go buy land out in the woods and grassy areas. To just go buy land and own land and have a farm there. You'll find the enemies. The Lord called them. Now the Lord called them your enemies. I didn't call them your enemies. The Lord said they're your enemies. The enemies will rise up against you. Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 7. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Now, if you're on the side of the Lord, enemies that rise up against you when you buy cheap land in upstate New York. You go to someplace upstate New York, and there's like 4 acres of land for $20,000. You know what I mean? That's good. You know what I mean? You know, you can get a mortgage for $20,000. Some of your wages per year is $20,000. You could that wage you earn per year. You could have that wage and pay for a land. 4 acres. You know how much 4 acres of land is?
Yeah, you could own 4 acres of land upstate New York right now for $20,000. Except right now they might lynch you. You see what I'm saying? Because they will rise up against you, and they're gonna call some people and say, "See, you're breaking this code and this protocol, and your article says you cannot do this on the land," and they're gonna rise up against you with the law of the land. If the Lord is on your side, you go up there and you win, and you go move all of the immigrants up there, and half of the brothers who can't get no slaveries, you go move them up there to live in peace. If the Lord is on your side, and you go build a city up there, and you go build your own economy up there, and create your own wealth up there. You know what I mean? You grow things. You just grow chicken. Just grow chicken because chickens multiply like nothing. You grow chicken and cows. Our people was famous for making cows multiply. That's how we got the word 1,000. Alap or alawap became the word for 1,000 because alap is a cow, and we made our cows multiply. That's how Jacob earned his wives, his 4 wives. You see what I'm saying? By multiplying up cow, he made the father of those wives rich. You see what I'm saying? And then and at the end of that, the uncle said, "Hey, you take half of this." Meaning what? Jacob was a very, very rich man. Like we wear what? Polyester. Man, Jacob ain't wearing nothing but furs and leather. That's all he wore all day. Furs and leather. All the cows he had. The cows that he got slaughtered and killed and eat for meat. And then the leather that's left back, he just go make the most just the most lavish tents out of fur. And the best garments and all kind of jackets, just fur for head to do, looking like chinchillas would be wrong. Right? But just imagine a brother wearing chinchilla. But it's not chinchilla, it's just goat and cow fur and of all sorts, well fed, shiny, white ones and brown ones and black ones, and all kind of designed ones, and you painting them and dyeing them. That's who you come from. You come from forefathers like those. You come from forefathers who are loud. Like how white people say, "Oh, these N'ers, these N-words, they're just too loud. Why they gotta be so loud and wear things that they can't afford?" Because we was raised like that years ago. That's where our families come from. We come from families that dress too loud. Just like we rich all the time. Because we was. With the jewelry. Of course, let's not forget about the jewelry. Just anything we dig up out of the ground. Just fur and jewelry and leather and jewelry and just loud. And people look like, what's this here? What kind of people is that? Let's enslave them. Let's enslave them and put them into our society. And let's just our kings like them. That's what happened to us. Judith. Let's get back to Judith 5:17. Let's what these Puerto Ricans dressing all these gems on these Judites with all this leather. Yeah, let's make our kings just like them. And silk and cotton and linen, dyes. Keep reading. That's why Christ said we're the salt of the earth, because we brought all things around. I don't care what you see. We made all things. Anything you see on any heathen is some watered down version of what we had. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Indian belly dances. Indian women can't dance no way. What they doing belly dancing? Nothing. Our women, our children, our young girls who are just silly, they will just create a belly dance with no Indian influence because we just make things. We the one beat drums. I made new genres every single year, and Africans making the same beats from the 1800s can't make a new song because we left there. All right, keep reading. Judith 5:17.
Judith chapter 5 verse 17.
Oh, verse 18. Give me now verse 18.
Verse 18. Mm-hmm. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them,
but when we left the Most High, read.
They were destroyed in many battles.
We were destroyed in slavery. That was a battle too. You think we would just wanted to just go on slave ships? No. We were destroyed by battles in Africa. That's where we lost our battles at. Being destroyed in the battles, we were led captive by the Africans. Okay. Do we have the Negro question part 4 in here?
Mm-hmm.
The Negro question part 4. Or Babylon Timbuktu, any one of them. All right. Keep reading. We were what? We were destroyed in many battles in Africa. Read.
Very sore.
Very sore. I'm talking about them Africans was eating our babies' hearts alive. You watching yours? You got a son?
Nah.
Okay. Well, if you had a son, you just imagine somebody cutting up, and you're gonna love your son too. As soon as your son, boy, he look like you, and people gonna say how he reminds them of you. And they're gonna say, oh, he reminds you of Grandpa Earl, or Grandpa Willie. You know what I mean? And this is you, your last name on him and everything. No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. And then imagine someone cuts open his heart alive in front of you because they don't understand how you dance so well and make so much beats every day, and you rapping and you doing this and that, you dressing all kind of ways. And they say, you know what? This Hamite wants to be like you. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna look for the source of you, your beating heart, and open your child's heart in front of you and swallow it whole and beating, they say, until they feel it, the heart still pulsing in their stomach, thinking they're gonna get the thing that empowered you. And you gotta watch that. And people telling me we gotta go back to where? Out of your effing minds. Go back to where? We were destroyed in those battles. Very sore. I'm talking about Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu was the main culprit doing all that. You see what I'm saying? But some of us who escaped from Shaka Zulu, I'm talking about, and this is something you can see. You can read this in the books. You can, if you ever find, I don't think they show it no more, but one time they were showing the series, the Shaka Zulu series, and they were saying this in the show, chapter 1. We're the wandering Jews of Africa, running from Shaka Zulu. Where are we running to? To the white man with the ships. Trying to get away from him. Trying to get away from Shaka Zulu and them Africans. All the people want to talk about, oh, the Igbos. You don't know the Igbos. You don't know the Yoruba. Yeah, they great warriors. Great warriors against who? Read it again.
And they were destroyed in many battles.
We were destroyed in many battles. And after we were destroyed in those battles, what happened?
Very sore. And were led captives.
And were what?
Led captives.
What did them Africans do?
Led captives.
Them Africans led us captive from the land to the shores with the ships. Read.
Into a land.
And from those ships, we went into a land. Read.
That was not theirs.
And America was not ours. That's the Bible. That's why they got to take this out of the Bible. Because if Nat Turner would have had this, it would have been Nat Turner. It would have never been just Nat Turner. It would have been the legacy of Nat Turner and Sons. That's what it would have been. It would have never been Nat Turner. It would have been the legacy of Nat Turner and Sons. It would have been the legacy of Nat Turner and Willie Turner and Thomas Turner and the Turner family. Not only would it be Nat Turner, it would have been the legacy of the rebellious Johnsons and the rebellious Hightowers and the rebellious Barclays and the rebellious Williams. That's what it would have been. And the rebellious Jacksons. If this was in the Bible, if you could read that, they'd be like, oh snap, this was really going on. Nah, man. Keep reading.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And their cities were taken by the enemies.
And our cities was taken by the enemy. And this is the same thing happening in every single generation. Nothing on when the Bible says, hey, there's nothing new under the sun, is this. It happened in Jerusalem. It happened with King James. It happened with what was the French Negroes called? You ever heard of Negroes with French last names? Oh, here's the book right here. Good night. Hold up now. Let's go talk about this right here. I want the part. This one is good too. Oliver Cromwell right here. I want the French Negroes because there's a whole bunch of brothers down south with French last names. Look up the most popular French last names of Negroes in the States. Just put in most popular African American last names and see what comes up right quick. We don't got Babylon Timbuktu in here neither, right? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get for those who don't know, this is the Negro Question Part 4, right? By Lee Cummings, right? If you want to hide anything from a black man, you know, you got to put it in a book, right? You want to have things from black people, just put it in the Bible, because they will hold it and not read it. They'll have it in every single house: Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Jersey, Philly, and they would just not read the thing.
Salakia, sir.
Please.
I have the French African names.
Okay. Not French Africans. French Black American names.
Says French African Semitic surnames.
Semitic.
Oh,
let me hear that. But did they give a location to where they are? Did they say Louisiana, New Orleans, and something like that?
Khan.
Okay. Go ahead. Let me hear what you got there.
I don't know if I'm going to pronounce these right, but I'll try.
Mm-hmm.
Abubakar from Central African, and that's French.
I don't want Central African. I don't want them. Salakia. I want the brothers in the States. I want the brothers who did not come from Africa at all. Okay. Anthony, right here, right? Grab this book right here, right? This is page 26. I want page 26, and then I want page 43, all right? Don't come up here. It's okay, right? So just read that bottom chapter right there, right? You got the mic. All right, this is a famous oppressor called Oliver Cromwell, right? Very, very. If you care anything about slavery, this is a name that you must know. This is the name that all the Rastafarians push all around the globe everywhere, and you know, I don't know why they still believe in Africa and all that stuff, but you know, this is one of the main culprits of slavery from England, from Britain, and you know, every oppressor in England has a book of this man right here because he's beloved for their victory and glory and British pride. Right? Keep reading.
Page 26.
Mm-hmm.
In 1641.
1641 now. What year was that? I think that was the year we was going into slavery. Right? Keep reading.
Cromwell had 300,000 black Irish sold into the North Atlantic slave trade.
Now the records say that Oliver Cromwell had 300,000. 300,000, he said, right?
Huh.
He said black Irish. Mind you, white people didn't live in Ireland at this time until he did what? He had 300,000.
300,000 black Irish sold into the North Atlantic slave trade.
He had them sold into the North Atlantic slave trade. He put them on the ships. Let's get a is there a way we can get a map of the sea of the Yeah, but not the slave trade. I want the waterway. I want the thing that shows the wind, the ocean. Put in Atlantic Ocean wind routes or Atlantic Ocean ship routes, or that's gonna give you modern day stuff. Give me the Atlantic Ocean sea wind map. Okay, keep reading, Anthony.
And in 1650,
And in 1650, I think we were still pouring into the America at this time here. Read.
he had 100,000 Irish/Scottish children.
Irish / what?
Scottish.
Remember, we always say King James was black. And people look at us like we crazy. The records say that Oliver Cromwell had, in the year 1650, he had Irish and Scottish children. What?
Sold into Barbados.
Sold to Barbados. He sent them to the Caribbean, y'all. So-called West Indies. Keep reading.
There is an interesting law that Cromwell had published, and it reads.
And here's a real law from Oliver Cromwell. A real law. It's a law from Oliver Cromwell. Read.
Those who fail to transplant themselves to Connaught.
To those who fail to move to Connaught, to get up and move, just like the Native Indians. One time there was a treaty that the oppressor called the Treaty of Payne's Landing, and he said, if you don't get up from Florida and all of the East Coast, from Georgia and Virginia and Pennsylvania, wherever you're at, if you don't get up and move to the west of the Mississippi River, you're just gonna be shut up unalived. And that's the thing, because this is what they do. Because remember now, the oppressor, according to the Bible, Edom is blessed by the sword. Right? Keep reading. Let's get that scripture too, as a matter of fact.
Or clear, within 6 months shall be guilty of high treason.
Now, if you don't get up and go to this place, and at this place, guess what he's doing at this place? Putting them all on slave ships. That's what he's doing in Connaught. That is just their place to go on slave ships. And guess what? No Negro went there, because people know to not trust no oppressor. You see what I'm saying? Well, they gotta be some silly the Democrat Republican Negro that went down there. You know what I mean? But you don't hear about them. You hear about all the people that he dragged into slave ships in the middle of the night, in their sleep, kidnapped them. You see what I'm saying? Hijacked their properties, and just like a vagabond, took your last names, brought you to America, and said that you were in his last name. That's how he gets down. He takes rock and roll, right? He takes rock and roll from you, and says, "See, you that's white music. You singing white music." You know what I mean? He takes all of Chuck Berry and say, "Yeah, that's not black music. That's Elvis Presley. That's white music." When Elvis Presley was copying Negroes the whole time, and you look back now like that's white music. You don't even see black people making that kind of music anymore on TV nowhere. All you see from that time is white people. Now you believe it's white people's music. This is a name that white people made. And you thinking that your Irish or Scottish name was from white people. No, it's not. White people were in England. Black people were in Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. The country was made for racism. And that's what the book is saying. That's what the book is alluding to. Brother, you want to say something?
You say you want the winds or the ship routes?
You got it? That one right there looks like it right there.
This one right here?
Blow it up nice and big. Click that, right? No, that's not it. That's not the wind. That's not the wind. Right, let me see. Atlantic Ocean ship route wind. Don't put ship. Just put map of sea wind.
Map of sea winds.
All right. Keep reading, Anthony.
You will then be sent into America or some other part beyond the sea.
And he said Oliver Cromwell said in this law, you're gonna be sent to the America or some other parts, because at that time they don't know the other parts. Some of these countries ain't being established by name yet. You're gonna be sent to the Americas or some other parts beyond the sea, because he's not experienced with the other parts. He just heard of the Americas, and that's what he said in British law. You know what I mean? Now who the hell went there? Who the hell was he forcing to go to this place? Go there for what? And they call it the Commonwealth of England. They didn't call it the Commonwealth of Great Britain. They said the Commonwealth of Britain of England, Slovakia, right? They said the 13 colonies of what? The 13 colonies of England. Right? The oppressor goes by these words. You see what I'm saying? And you can read this in Thomas Jefferson's writings and all that too. Right? Also, we need page 41. Is any more there? Okay. Yeah.
This is good right here.
This is good. It's perfect. Blow that one up right there. There we go, right there.
You share it? You want me to share it?
Yeah, please. And then come back here. Right? Okay. Good. Okay, but they can't see what I'm pointing to, right? Go back to the tab. Put the tab. Where's that? There we go. Right. Here's how the sea moves. The sea moves in a clockwise motion, meaning you put the sails up on the ship. The ship is carried whatever way the wind is going. So you have England here, right? That's where all the cotton goes back to. Goes to Europe like that. The book says they're carrying people from England, right? And you read in that Babylon Timbuktu, right? That they take the slaves from here and all around Europe, and they carry them down to an island that's right off the coast down here, called the island of Santorum and Cape Verde, right? And they get slaves from here too. All the other Negroes that were here too. right? And the slaves from England and the slaves from Africa will both be on the ship, and they get carried this way. And the English don't carry into the Spanish territory. The English carry into the English territory, because the English territory is the place for English business. The Spanish territory and the Portuguese territory are places for Spanish and Portuguese business. Okay. Okay. Okay, we good. All right. And this is what Judas was talking about right here. Right? We got page 41. Page 41.
Page 41.
Mm-hmm.
This was a late addition to the book, but as you can see, the nun, Mary Ann Francis, depicted the Irish as a people of color.
Mm-hmm.
The author of this book was an Irish nun by the name of Mary Ann Francis of Carmarthen, Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing about this woman is that there aren't any really good images of her. The word Dublin means black in Irish.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that the king and the priest are depicted.
So hold on. So you go look on a map today. You go look at Dublin today. The place means black. It means black town. It's like saying black city of black. But all the people there now are white. So you just gotta not say that this thing means black today. You gotta just say this place means Dublin. I'm going to Dublin, Ireland. Keep reading.
The word Dublin means black in Irish.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that the king and the priest are depicted as black men.
By the way, you ever heard of a Jamaican say Irie? The Irie is from Ireland. That's what that is. A lot of Jamaicans don't know that neither. All right, keep reading.
In Chicago, we use the word dub to refer to a $20 bill, ebonix, and fin to refer to a $5 bill.
What page is this?
Page 41.
I think one is 43. Does it say the Huguenots at the top there?
Nah.
Okay, bring me page 43, Booker Shaw. Slack you. Also, I also want the scripture about the Gentiles, where we will become many nations and many cultures. Okay, you can piece this in with that, because the whole idea is from the time of Christ when we left Jerusalem, right? But we being dragged into Roman society. We're reading about right here with the Scottish and the Irish. Well, not really the Scottish and Irish, because ish means to be like. The oppressors will be called Scottish and Irish. We were called the Scots. That's what we was called. You see what I'm saying? We was called the people of Ireland. Okay. And around that, and then of course the scriptures, when we left, we get dragged to the Roman society. The Roman Empire goes so far up north and dwindles away in black rulership, and we become all these people. And we go to Africa, we did the same thing in Africa. We set up Mali and all kind of places. You see what I'm saying? The Bible in Timbuktu said we took over the trade routes in the Sahara. Okay. And I don't believe that Sahara was a whole desert when we was there neither. Because if you look at black people, we get down to some irrigation. You go to Nevada right now. You're gonna find some black people talking about some philanthropic farm that he got, where he recycles fish in a fish pond and rocks and plants, and he grows his own food in the desert in New Mexico. And that's how we get down. It's also a big continent like Africa, South America. And in South America, there's not no desert down there. Them native Indians irrigated that thing, all around, where water just flows through the whole continent. And you now call it the Amazonian River. And that river is going all over the place. Why? Because it just happens to be like that? I don't think it works like that. I think men irrigate the land. That's how it works. And I know the heathens don't go by our law. They don't think about no irrigation. They think about themselves. They don't think about building no great thing. They don't think about making no Black Wall Street. What's the name? Dame Dash? They don't think to make the whole rap empire. Heathen just think about themselves. Me. Them and that. So you're gonna put on all of Harlem, all of New York. You know what I mean? And then you got all kind of, you got Jay-Z and all kind of things in there from everywhere. He made an empire. You see what I'm saying? Turn hip hop into some huge thing all over the planet. That's how we roll. We turn the Sahara into the Amazon rainforest. Let it be the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna have the Sahara rainforest. You don't know what we had back then. You're talking about 40. A lot of land can dry up in 400 years. I know that much. Mansa Musa they say he was stinking rich. He just walk around and give away gold. You see what I'm saying? And we was in Mali. We was in all those places. But that was our time to be great on the earth. There was 1,000 years when Satan was put away, like the Revelation said. You know what I mean? Them Africans was stinking poor, always looking to hope that we go against our power, which we did. You know what I mean? And then, of course, it came for a time to swallow us up, and we got swallowed up. And now we're on crack. Okay? And some brother want to tell me about he making money from being a crack dealer. You're a joke. you're a joke. You know what I mean? All the people you put on crack, they could have been people who carry goods back and forth between cities from the south to New York for black supermarkets and black superstores of all kinds. You see what I'm saying? The Lord didn't make us, a population to just be drug addicts. A population is really an army of workers. You ever seen the ants in an anthill? Well, the oppressor gave you crack to destroy the ants in your anthill. We would have had the biggest anthill in New York. Now you can't even afford to be here because of crack. You would have took over this place. It would have been New York, the Negro city. That's what it would have been like. It would have been like, yeah, Black Wall Street, 125th, and the new bridge made by Negroes going all the way into Astoria, all owned by Negroes. LaGuardia Airport, the black-owned airport. That's what it would have been if it wasn't for crack. If it wasn't for all the devices they use on us. You already know how we already get down in New York. We take anything we can, and we multiply. Go on.
So you didn't tell about what Martin Luther King did with the bus,
the buses. Yeah.
All the buses were owned by us.
Yeah, exactly. And even with nothing, we still had dollar vans. You see what I'm saying? Imagine if we still had all the money all the business that we did not give over in the time of Martin Luther King. It would have never been the MTA. It would have been the NTA. It would have been the N-word Transport Authority. That's what it would have been. The NTA. That's what it would have been. My gosh, any more there?
Page 43.
Please.
Chapter 4. Oliver Cromwell in Britain/Wales.
Mm-hmm.
In the 17th century, 500,000 Huguenots had been deported from France.
Deported from France. Deported by who? Huguenots. These are French Negroes. That's why they're in this book, because they were a prominent French family, and these French were not white, and they were deported from France, being French. Deported to where? Read.
And were given asylum in Wales, Scotland.
Someone else gave them asylum now. What, in England? No, not England. England is where the white people were. In Wales and Scotland. Put up a map of the United Kingdom. Please. Keep reading. Meaning what? These Negroes in France, we see that there's two sides here. There's the black side and the white side. And the black side is getting deported from France. They're getting put into slave ships. And then other brothers in the other country across the river is saying, you know what? You Negroes like us, come to our country. They're not here yet. You see what I'm saying? That's what we did. We took them in. The same way how brothers will come from North Carolina and Alabama and come to New York. We say, hey, come to Harlem. We set up right, you're gonna pay rent here. Your rent for the month, $40. It was cheap like that back then. You see what I'm saying? $40. Here's your room until you get yourself set up in Harlem, or back then in Scotland. All right, here we go, right here. Here we go. There's the map. Blow it up into a whole other page, but it's still kind of small. Right? No, go back to the page before, and press the right, or see if okay, right click this, right click this, right click.
This right here?
Yeah, right click. Right, and then put open image in new tab. Right. Is that what you did?
Yeah,
You didn't click the thing I pointed. Right click it again. Right up, right there. No, too far. Down, midway. Down some more. That one right there. Up, right there. All right. Go to that. Now go to that new tab. All right. There we go. Right. So here's England. Here's all the Protestants and we call them the 13 colony people. They were English. Right. That's why in America you had the English colonies. You didn't have the Scottish colonies. You didn't have the Welsh colonies. You didn't have the Irish colonies. You had the English colonies. This was the white strongholds. All around it is places cordoned off to be separated from England. Cordoned off to be separated from England. So all of this is that dot right there, the black. So these are the black places. Because we have to be separate from these other people that were there. You see what I'm saying? The Huguenots got what asylum in England. Remember now, they coming from France, so they right down here. Mm-hmm. Put it okay. They put it back. It's okay. They get the idea. Right? Go back to the tab. So go back to the tab. Mm-hmm. All right. So from here, they're not getting asylum right across here. Because the issue is still here. The oppressors are still here. Oliver Cromwell and his white folks are still here waiting to take on somebody else's last names and family names. He has to go around to Wales and to Scotland. Right? Because that's where we were, right? That's what the history is saying. Right? So all that time is race wars in that time. Right? We lost. We lost the war. We sinned against our power and we lost. That's what the Lord is saying. All right, any more there? I want to get back into these scriptures, all right?
Ireland and the electorate of Palatine.
Palatine. Oh, they done said the key. The Palatine is to say niggas in Europe. Salaki, my language. But that's what Palatine means. Let's get I want the Thomas Jefferson letter too. Is it Thomas Jefferson? Put this in Protestant, right? Is it Thomas Jefferson? Put in Thomas Jefferson letter to the United States. Hold on. I want to see if I can. I probably got it in my notes somewhere. Keep reading there again. Anthony, Robert
By King Charles II.
Mm-hmm.
The French were originally a black nation, but after the white English had taken over.
By what?
After the white English had taken over.
In other words, they're making a distinction here again about the English. So they're saying in England there's black and white people there. You see what I'm saying? But this is a white place. The white English. Wait. What did it say? The white or black English?
White English.
The white English. So now in Europe, they're making a distinction already by skin color. Keep reading.
Had taken over the country. They either deported or forced the black Frenchmen to leave. History.
Read it again.
The French were originally a black nation.
The French, the country, were originally filled with black people. This was a black nation. Just like the scripture says, the land was filled with them in Exodus. Let me get that scripture right quick. Give me a short one. Give me that in Exodus chapter 1. Right? Yeah, Exodus chapter 1, verse 9. I'll start at verse 7.
Khan.
Mhm.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 7.
Mhm.
And the children of Israel were fruitful.
The children of Israel were fruitful. And by the way, you go to anywhere in Europe today, you're gonna find lots of palaces, well-made, lovely, lavish palaces. And they have what they call a Baroque style, right? Remember white people style. White people style is to wear granddad jeans or a suit and tie. And the way he builds his houses is like a Tesla Cybertruck. His style is contemporary. It's a square house with a glass window or a house made out of glass. When black people are a little different now. Black people go to high school and we make art. And they put our art all over the walls and we making all kind of stuff. And we make fashion trends and we loud and we wear all these colors. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading. In other words, we were fruitful. We produce. Keep reading.
Khan. And increased abundantly.
That's what happened in the Roman Empire. Until we became the French. Keep reading.
And multiplied.
Uh-huh.
And waxed exceedingly mighty.
And we were Louis the 13th. We were King James, King Charles, we just read just now. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
And the land was filled with them.
And France was filled with them. Scotland was filled with them. Germany was filled with them. Italy was filled with them. Spain was filled with them. Read. Russia was filled with them. Africa was filled with them. Read.
Khan. Verse
South
8.
America was filled with them. North America was filled with Native Indians. Read.
Verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt.
And here came new rulers over Europe. Keep reading.
Which knew not Joseph.
Meaning they didn't care about all the things that black people contributed to the country, because Joseph contributed to Egypt. And black people contributed to America. And then here came people who did not care about your contribution anymore. They just want to make America great again. No problem. One time they wanted to make Europe great again. One time Africans wanted to make Africa great again. Keep reading.
Verse 9. And he said unto his people,
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the people of the children of Israel
Mm-hmm.
are more and mightier than we.
Keep reading.
Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
Mm-hmm.
let us deal wisely with them.
Come on, let us deal wisely with these Negroes all over France, Germany, Europe, Africa, Scotland, South America. Read.
Lest they multiply.
Lest they multiply. Come read what?
Lest they multiply.
Lest they keep multiplying. Keep reading.
And it come to pass
Uh-huh.
that when there fallen out any war,
Uh-huh.
they join also unto our enemies.
Uh-huh. Now they're talking about this where we were under them. In Europe, we wasn't under them. We was over them in Europe. In Europe, they was coming from underneath us to take over Europe back from us and then act like we was never there. You see what I'm saying? Told us that we were monkeys swinging in Africa. When we have a black American accent, you know the black American accent. Why does it sound African? It don't sound very European to me. It don't sound like the New York accent doesn't sound very white English. You see what I'm saying? So what is this Ebonics dialect, the accent? Where does this sound come from? Because it ain't Nigeria. You see what I mean? Keep reading.
Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And fight against us.
Mm-hmm.
And so get them up out of the land.
So, and do what?
Get them up out of the land.
And there you go. All right. And that's the Bible talking about the children of Israel wherever we go. And we live this thing. We got Thomas Jefferson's letter.
You said, I saw a few of them.
You saw a few of them. I want the one. It's a 1-page one.
One page one, and they Thomas Jefferson letter to America.
Yeah. Is that it right there?
I was looking for it. They don't have a title.
Let me see if I got it right here. Yeah, you had anything holding there, Anthony?
So the French were originally a black nation, but after the white English had taken over the country, they either deported or forced the black Frenchmen to leave.
Mm-hmm.
History states that while
Or they did what?
ordered, they were either deported or forced the black Frenchmen to leave.
Read the part again. Force what?
Forced the black Frenchmen to leave.
Did they what in Africa? Read it again.
Forced the black
They,
Frenchmen to
they
leave.
forced the black Israelites to leave in Africa. They forced the Israelites to leave Jerusalem. It's the same thing all over again. They forced the black Scots to leave. They forced the black Irish to leave. You know what they're doing right now? They're forcing the black Israelites to leave Brooklyn right now. You can't afford Brooklyn. The rent's too high. Right now, you gotta leave Harlem. They're forcing you to leave. Let us deal wisely with them. Let's just raise the rent on them. Let's make them can't afford to be here no more. Just get them out. You know, let's stay here and multiply and get us out of the land. Let's get them out of the land. Let's gentrify the neighborhood. It's a war. This is a war that seems very just like it's not a war. It was like that too, because what the book is saying, if you read other parts, is saying that it was some part that you had the parts where they were straight up pushing the Negroes into the mountains of Ireland naked and cold, and they're slaughtering them. I'm sticking them on a fork and cooking them in a pot in Ireland, and then the rest were put on slave ships. But the other parts are saying that we were just disappearing in the night. We go to sleep tonight, and next thing you know, Mr. Mackenzie ain't there no more. Mr. Simpson and the Frasers, they're just not there no more. The Campbells, the Smith family, the Sterlings, they just not there anymore. Where did they go? I don't know. I seen some torches in the night, but that was it. And next thing you know, we just disappeared. And next thing you know, they march on us. You see what I'm saying? And get bold against us when no one else ain't looking. That's how they ruled from the time of Cain and Abel. When they got the chance and no one else can really defend you, they rise up against you. Okay? I can't find the Thomas Jefferson thing. We're gonna get back to Judas, all right? If there's any questions, please don't feel shy. All right. Okay.
Judith,
Yeah.
chapter 5, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles,
Mm-hmm.
very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
We just explain that in 5 different ways. All right. Keep reading.
And the temple of their God were cast to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and their cities were taken by the enemies.
And we just talked about that in many ways just now. Whatever we was doing was taken by them. And that's how they got your last names, because your last name is how they got the written rights to your properties. So what's your last name?
Madrano.
Huh?
Madrano.
I'm not familiar with that last name. What's your last name? King? Oh, he might have been somebody special. Damn, his last name was King. He was one of the kings out there. Okay, so my last name is Campbell, right? So the Campbell family, you know, they would have their estate, right? Just put up because these are names that we're all familiar with. Put up. Just put up a map of Scotland. Put in map of the Highland clans. Right? Map of Highland, H-I-G-H, right? L-A-N-D. Huh? A-N-D. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A space. C-L-A. Yep. There it is right there. Map of Highland, the first one right there. There we go right there. Okay. There we go. That one, I like this one right here. The one on the right. That one right there. Put that up right there. Mind you, these is all Negroes' homes right here. Let's go right. Look at this right here. Oh, you clicked it wrong. Go back. Mm-hmm. Right click it. Right click. And then press open image. There you go, right there.
There we go, right there. Open, and go to that tab there now. There we go. Right. So who we got here? Let's see what names are familiar. Are you familiar with the name, the last name Ross?
Come.
What about McDonald? You familiar with the Negroes, the last name McDonald? What about McLean? McLean? We got some Cameron over here. We just said that, right? You ever heard about black man with the last name Grant? Grant. What about Cameron? Okay. Macpherson. I know I had to teach you probably Macpherson one time. She was black like this TV. She was black like this. I mean, everybody hated her because she was black. But she was a sister with a hard job. She was the manager of my high school, my school a long time ago. Yeah, go back. Oh, you wanna blow it up so people can see online. Be small, right? Right? There we go. Go back to the thing. Okay. What else we got up in here? Monroe. We hear about the Monroe people. Sinclair. You hear, right? Right? Who else we got down here that we know? Pringle. You don't know brother with the last name Pringle? I got an uncle Pringle. We call him Pringle for his last name. Right? Kennedy, Gordon, Maxwell, Graham, or they call this thing Graham. All right? Hamilton, Stewart. That's the King James people right there. Stewart. The Stewart family. And that Stewart came from Schwartz, which means black. You know what I mean? Lindsay. Boy, I didn't know Forbes. Forbes got something. Forbes got some explaining to do, man. You know what I mean? The Forbes is the whole time was a black list. Ain't no black people on the list today. You know what I mean? But we get the idea, right? Fraser, right? Hamilton, Lamont, right? Right? We get the idea, right? Good. So we good.
What was it reading just now again? They said they took our cities. They took those cities. That's exactly what they did. They took over us, and they took all of that. I mean, I ain't like that we was wearing them that gay Roman culture too. Them skirts. I don't feel them skirts. The Lord ain't like them skirts neither. Took us out of them skirts. Them Roman, what they call the Scottish kilts, tartans and all that weird stuff. That's from Rome. That's Roman culture that we carried up coming from the Roman Empire. The same way how you would wear suit and tie today. You wear American culture today. Back then, we were more coming from Roman culture. We was building up off of Roman culture. Today, we build off of American culture. So we in America, we don't make garments as Black Americans. We make the most lavish blazers. You see what I'm saying? We get the flyest ties because we're building off of whatever culture that was given to us by our oppressors, just like back then. Okay. No problem. Keep reading read that last sentence again, and we keep going. Now, this is why the law is so important, because without the law, this is how you lose every single thing you got. Mind you can have Brooklyn and Harlem. You can absolutely have it and own it and run it if you're on the right side of the Lord. If you're on the wrong side of the Lord, you will fill up the jail cells. That's where you go. You go to a land that is not yours. What's that? Attica. Who knows about Attica? Oh my God. Stoneville. Sing. You're gonna go to a land that is not yours. Some place you just don't know. You're gonna get on a cheese bus, a white cheese bus, and it's gonna carry you up north. You're like, where the hell are we going? Damn, I'm hungry. It's been 5 hours. You're just gonna carry way out to some other land, just like you did America. Carry way out to some other land. Keep reading.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and their cities were taken by the enemy.
And our cities was taken by our enemies. That's what's going on right now in New York. Our cities are being taken by the Brownsville, but they ain't get Brownsville. Brownsville might be the last hope. You know what I mean? You're from Bronx, right? So what we got left in the Bronx? We still got the Bronx for the most part. Kingsbridge, right? East Tremont. We look at it like hell. That's the strongholds. That's where the last warriors will come from. Kingsbridge. You know what I mean? East Tremont. I don't know about Castle Hill. I heard Castle Hill kind of getting a little pale out there. Yeah, a little pale out there. You know, South Bronx is still us though. Yeah. 149 area. What happened to the 149 area? Oh no, not 149. Well, you cannot walk around without getting this is some gang fight. Lord forbid you go to the McDonald's by 149. You know what I mean? You go to 149, you almost guaranteed to get into something with somebody. You know what I mean? Ooh, man, they did right now there. So down there's a good area now. They got low crime rate down by 149 and third. Real? Oh damn. Oh, lucky. Good night. Damn. Yeah. Yankee Stadium. They love that because that's where their game is at. Well, now I see why there's not so much pale faces on the 4 train no more. You see what I'm saying? Because they moved there now. They don't got to take the train there and the Metro North all over town no more. Okay. You know what I mean? No problem. Well, we can get it back if we with the Most High, if we care to get it back. That's if we want to. You know, in the last time that we have here, you know what I mean? Why not just fight the fight till the end? You know what I mean? You know, the country's going down, and the more we get to the Most High, the more this place will go down, and there'll be a whole new society born. You know what I mean? Any more there?
Verse 19.
But
now are they returned to their God.
And now are they returned to our God. Now we in Harlem, Bronson, Brooklyn, and we return to our God. What happens? Read.
And are come up from the places where they were scattered.
And we came up from Brooklyn. I just said scattered. We coming from Compton now. We coming from O Block now. You know, we coming from Mexico and Trinidad and Jamaica now. We coming from all these places now. Read.
And have possessed Jerusalem.
And we're gonna take whatever place we want to take back. If we choose Jerusalem, we take that back. If we choose Times Square, we take Times Square. You see what I'm saying? So we go remake Seneca Village right there by Central Park. Name it Seneca Village. Make a train to go down there and say the next stop is Seneca Village. Oh, don't let it be some of us in here, because some of us get bold in here, man. You know, we get bold. We say this is the next stop is Nigger Village. We go put that, and we just say, hey, that's the stop on the train. Put it on the train on the map. All capital letters. Nigger. If we want to. You know what I mean? If the Lord be with us. You know what I mean? Read.
And where the sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country. For it was desolate.
But it was desolate. Meaning it was once torn down. It was not. It was once made the ghetto. That desolate means the ghetto. It was once the ghetto. Keep reading.
Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people.
Now this is the heathens talking. This is the governors of the heathens. This is how they get down. They get down with governors and governments, parliaments and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Now what did it say to the governor?
If there be any error against this people.
If there be any error against these Negroes and Latinos in New York City, read.
And they sin against their God.
And they eat pork, and they smoke weed, and they buy prostitutes, and are LGBT members, and do Christmas, and what else are we doing? Do all those things. Read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Let us consider that this will be the ruin of Negroes and Latinos. All their sons are going to feel Rikers Island. This is going to be their ruin. Keep reading.
And let us go up.
And let us go up. Let us, as the heathen, go up. As Chinese and Indians and Japanese and white go up. Keep reading.
And we shall overcome them.
And we shall do what?
Overcome
them. What did oppressors say?
And we shall overcome
What
them.
did the Arab man in the corner store say?
And we shall overcome them.
What did Frenchman China say?
And we shall overcome them.
What did Doja Cat say?
And we shall overcome them.
What did Nicki Minaj say? Nicki Minaj, she's an Indian. She's an Indian from India. That's what she is. Her people from Trinidad, Indians in Trinidad, moved to New York. She's an Indian. Read.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation.
Now, if there be no iniquity in the Puerto Ricans in Manhattan, And the black people in Bronx and Brooklyn. And with the Dominicans in the Bronx. Ooh wee. Come on now, read.
Let my Lord now pass by.
Ooh, we as white people, we gotta move along. Yo, let's just go back to Pennsylvania. Let's just go back to Idaho, because it's not worth it, y'all. It's not worth it. Give me one verse back up again. One verse back up again.
Verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore,
Uh-huh.
my Lord and Governor,
Uh-huh. Let's get together in Capitol Hill, in the Senate. Let's do this thing. Read. Here's how the heathens talk. Read.
if there be any error against this people,
If there be any error against this people, if they just eat bacon in the sandwich, you wonder why the commercials just have to have bacon when they advertise these cheeseburgers. Because we go to Burger King, we don't order no bacon. We go to Burger King, we order the Whopper with cheese. But the commercials just have to have bacon. We go to Applebee's and we order a steak and mashed and all that. But in the Applebee's, they just have to put the appetizers, fried shrimp. Get you some shrimp. All you can eat shrimp. If there be any error in these people, read.
and they sin against their God,
And they sin against their God. Read.
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
This is how we take over Bushwick and Bed-Stuy. This is how we take over the South Bronx. This is how we take over prime real estate in Manhattan. I think Harlem is officially not really Harlem no more. I think it's really on somewhere on some paper. It's officially Soho now, or something like that, right? Soho. They changed the name of Harlem some while back. Keep reading.
And let us go up,
Uh-huh.
and we shall overcome them.
There you go. Keep reading.
Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
Now, if they all join the UPK, that's why they need the seats in here to be empty. Because Lord forbid, the UPK now gets so big, we just have to move into the Yankee Stadium. And we got laughing. And we gotta say, yeah, isn't that school UPK? Just location. Yankee Stadium, 161st Street on the 4 train. Come down here now. You know what I mean? Lord forbid. That's where we gotta go to have class on Thursday, Gentleman Hyman class. Just Lord forbid. Keep reading.
let my Lord now pass by.
Yeah. We better. You know what we gotta do as white people? We gotta get on a plane and just get back to Ireland and Scotland. We gotta go to places where we were safe, and let us not want Scotland back before these places go to hell. Because we will go to Scotland and we will just be in Scotland, and they'll be like, "Oh snap! I guess we gotta go back to England." You know what I mean? Or something. You know, they just have to go back to. I don't know where they're gonna go. You know what I mean?
So don't see it.
They gotta go. They gotta go back into a cave somewhere. We might say, "Hey, you and these Mount Seir people cause us problem. You know what? You can't go to Mount Seir no more. You don't have to go. You have to go do. You have to go get all of the last of your white money. You have to go dig holes in lands made in the sea. You just go make land in the sea. Because hey, the Bible says one day they're gonna be extinct. Okay. Also, if you need scriptures like that, that's gonna be good too. Keep reading.
Lest their Lord defend them,
Mm-hmm.
and their God be for them.
And that's the thing. Oh, I want a scripture where the Lord defended us. Oh man, where am I gonna get that right now? Good night. It's in the book of Joshua. All right, damn. In the book of Joshua, where am I gonna find that right now? The whole idea of the book of Joshua, right? We was going to war against the heathen, going to take our land back from the Africans in the Middle East, right? And we were fewer in number than them, right? And the Lord was saying, don't be worried about their numbers, because there are angels beside you that you can't see. I'm paraphrasing. There's angels beside you that you cannot see that will either help you or be your enemy in the war. As a matter of fact, the keywords was to slip and fall. Right? Give me Joshua 23:10 right quick until we can get that.
Joshua chapter 23, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
One man of you shall chase 1,000.
And that's how it goes. One man of us shall chase 1,000, if the Lord be with us. Read.
For the Lord your God, he is that fights for you.
Give me one verse up.
Verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord had driven out from
Mm-hmm.
before you great nations.
And now this is in the Bible. And then hold on, this is the Old Testament, right? And this is something that is very key for us. Like, what young black man, black child don't want to hear this? If I was 10 years old, I wish I would have heard this. But Christians are flat out saying Joshua is done away with. You can't read the book of Joshua. You can't read Exodus, Deuteronomy. And you know they make movies on it, on Exodus, but we can't read Exodus. It's done away with. This right here that's telling me I'm gonna be the winner. Yo, the Christian church is the house of Satan. Absolute Satan to do something like that, to just ruin all of young black integrity. Good night. You know what I mean? Come on, keep reading.
And strong. But as for you, no man had been able to stand before you unto this day.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
One man of you shall chase 1,000.
We like to hear that. You know, some of us who used to gangbang. I'm not saying I used to gangbang. I'm just saying some of us who used to gangbang. Some of us had that feeling. You know what I mean? Where you were once you were once little in a you know, on some blocks with a whole bunch of them, and they chased you, and one day you join some other set and you get back at them. You know what I mean? It's a good feeling, except those brothers are not your enemies. You know, there is an enemy that you not even considered worrying about one day, hoping to get the power to chase. You see what I'm saying? According to the Bible, our race is our gang. You see what I'm saying? And they've been winning by putting you against each other. You know, like we're different races of people. When we're not. You know what I mean? It's a sad stuff. You know what I mean? Keep reading. For the Lord your God, he it is that fight for you. There you go. You know what I mean? And then Christians try to make this God not be our God. The Christians make this God be everyone's God. So now there's no God to really fight for us. Some sad stuff. You know what I mean? Keep reading. As he had promised you. And the Lord promised us this thing. And we never heard about it. Read. Verse 11. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that ye love the Lord your God. Verse 12. And that means to obey him. And Christians teaching us that the law is done away with. So how do we love the Lord if we disobey him? Right, sidebar. Let's get that scripture right. Let's get 1 John 5:3. Not you, Anthony. Right? Shot one probably if you could get 1 John 5:3. I think Shot one taking notes. Okay. Do you want to get Pratizar? I don't want to interrupt Shot one taking notes, because notes is a key thing with growing in the truth, and what Shot one is doing is a very admirable thing. You know what I mean? So I don't want to stop his flow of his notes, all right? Okay, come on. You got it? Hold on. Read that again, Anthony. Read the last part you just had right there in Joshua. Verse 11. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that ye love the Lord your God. That take good heed that you love the Lord your God. Now read 1 John 5:3.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High.
This is the love of God. Read it again, Anthony. That ye love the Lord your God. That you love the Lord thy God, so you can chase these thousands of heathens with one of you. Read it again, Shath 1.
Verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High.
God is love all the time. You know what they say? What is the love of God? Read.
That we keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. That's what that means. That we go to the Passover. That we don't do Christmas. That we don't do Halloween. We don't do Thanksgiving. We don't eat pork. You know what I mean? But we are gonna eat that lamb on Passover though. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna. There's animals we're gonna eat, and there's animals we're not gonna eat. You see what I'm saying? That, and we love the Most High, our power. There's a lot of things we're not gonna do for the love of God, because we love Him. Ain't no difference than, you know, you might have had a dad, and your dad always did this one thing. You know, he always put, I don't know, a watch on the counter in front of the TV. So what do? You did what he did because you loved him. Or your dad would have said, hey, as long as you live, boy, don't never go to this place. And because you love him, and he's dead, and he's no longer around, or he's in prison, you honor his words. Honor the Most High. Love the Most High. Honor his words. Love the Most High's words. And one of you will chase 1,000 men. That's what you would do. You don't got to worry about money no more. You see what I'm saying? Money. The earth is filled with resources. And by resources is a Caucasian word to say riches and wealth. That's what resources mean. It's just a way to not say riches and wealth. It's just a way to say, I got no money, y'all. Don't rob me. I'm very rich. I just have resources, right? Resources means wealth is and riches. The earth is filled with that. I think they sell water to you. I think they sell Poland Spring. Is he making $1 billion of Poland Spring? Yes, it is. It's water resource. The Poland Spring is riches and wealth. That's what that is for some oppressor out there. That's what that is. Okay. And is there any more questions?
Nah.
Right quick. I want the scripture in Revelation where it says Jerusalem coming down from the sky. I mean, Revelations 3:12.
Revelations chapter 3, verse 12.
Give me Revelations 21:2. 21, start of verse 1.
Revelations chapter 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth would pass away.
There you go. That's the old society. America and all the thing that's done damage to us with the memory of it is going to be gone. It's going to pass away. There's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. Meaning what? There's going to be new people to rule the earth, and there's going to be a new people who are poor on the earth. Heaven is the condition. You see what I'm saying? We on the earth now. We dusty like the earth. Keep reading.
And there was no more sea.
And there was no more sea. Read. There was no more sea alive. Neither. Read.
Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God.
Right. Meaning this is not buildings coming down from the sky like Christians put it. They like to draw little things and put them in little pamphlets about a gold building coming out of the sky. It's not that. Right. But you are gonna see, you know, spaceships, flying saucers with. It says flying saucers in Ezekiel, right? Wheels within wheels, right? And they're gonna come with the mothership that Christ is gonna come on, which is gonna be bright and stand out like a white horse in the middle of the sky. You see what I'm saying? Because this is allegory, this is parables. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna come out of heaven, meaning the victory. When they come, the victory is already won. They're gonna go fight the oppressor, and it's gonna look like a fight. It's gonna look like the oppressor is even winning for a half a minute. They're gonna put up a good fight. But the Lord wins in that. The Lord comes and wipes them out. And when that happens, that's when Negroes and Latinos will rule the planet. The same way how we look around and oppressors rule the planet. And we're going to rule it 10 times more, 100 times more. Better and more glorious. We ain't going to call it resources. We're going to call it riches and wealth. We're going to call it the fatness of the earth. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it cheese and honey and milk. That's what we're going to call it. All right. Any more there?
Out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
And when we see that, you know, it's just like the wife is coming down the aisle to marry you. And this ain't no regular loudmouth wife. This is a wife fully, fully humble. I'm looking for I can't find the right word. You know, fully, you know, this thing of nice, soft, delicate wife coming to make you happy forever. That's how we gonna see coming out of the sky. It's like, oh, we sweet, swing low, sweet chariots. Our Father used to sing, swing sweet, low, sweet chariots coming out of the sky. We know that when that happens, out of the sky, yeah, that's when it's on and popping. Now, it's gonna be like Killmonger in the Black Panther, where he gets up and then the music and all that is banging, and here's a Negro on the throne, here's a Latino on the throne. It's gonna be like that. And with that, pass the class to priest and officer. 1,000 fratas up.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other.
Oh, Slucky, that rule is very important, right? Don't break that rule. Right? Many men have broken that rule. Right? If you break that rule, number one, the woman who you wish to marry will not be blessed by the Most High. And we want you to have wives who are blessed by the Most High, marriages blessed by the Most High. Right? Whatsoever shall be loosed on earth shall be loosed in heaven. That's what our king said. All right, so just abide by this rule and try. I know, young men, you come in there with the fervor and the fever. You know what I mean? Abide by this rule. All right. By the way, you don't have to get a wife from in here. You can get a wife out there, and you can have her preserved for you. You see what I'm saying? You know, you can do all that thing. You could take what you learn from here. You can get counsel on how to get a wife. I will guide you step by step on how to deal with her. Because I know a lot of us, we was raised with no fathers and stuff like that. We ain't really teach us people how to really make a wife out of a sister, right? We provide all of that, right? We want brothers to get wives and to get vagina, right? We don't want you to not get vagina, right? Don't give us that accusation, all right? But abide by the rule and let a sister ripen in here, and don't pull her before she's unripe, or she's gonna be poison to you. I promise you. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers that went through it, right? Abide by the rule, right? For your own safety, all right? Keep reading.
All right. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew ma'ashera. 10% of every penny. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High give you, give to Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of Purim. That is February, 20?
Yeah, I believe the 23rd, 24th.
Yeah, 23rd, 23rd, 24th. In February. Let me see here. Remind the Akim and the Aquakim to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And any sisters want to join the school, come in and wear a dress and your head covered. And with that, Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel Amadrim, which means to stand. Men of Israel Amad Shabbat. Amadrim, Barak.
Yahweh Hashem is proud.
Guys, class dismissed.